Hey, what's going on, guys? Welcome back to another monster video. So in today's video, I'm back with our monster review. We have Aquafiend, which was available in a maze a little while ago. So I'll be reviewing this monster at level 146, which is rank 4 basically. So yeah, we have a rank 4 Aquafiend, and I'll be reviewing this monster in today's video. So I hope you guys are excited. If you are, smash like button, subscribe to the channel, notifications on. Anyways, let's go on and get started. Alright, so take a look at this, guys. We have a rank 4 Aquafiend here, level 146. So take a look at the traits. Let's just start off with this first. True Vision, which basically makes your precision double, so you won't really miss. That's rank 0, so right away you have access to it. Rank 1, you have immune to burning, which is actually bad in my opinion. Having immune to burning is actually terrible, but it is what it is. So then rank 3, you have freeze immunity. So if anybody tries to freeze you, if the enemy tries to freeze you, it won't really land unless of course they get rid of that. So if they do remove that status caster off of you, then they can actually still freeze you, which kind of sucks. So a better monster than this would be, in terms of that trait, it'd be Mr. Not Found, of course. Let's go on and take a look at the stats. So you have 19,734 power. You don't have to worry about the power since this monster is not an attacker, of course. Take a look at the life, 265,407. Honestly, that's bad, I've got to say. At level 146, I've already seen it at level 100, of course, and I've got to say, comparing it to the other Metropolitan monsters, it's actually bad. That life is actually pretty bad. But then, and the bright side, you have 12,292 speed, which is actually the fastest, the highest speed, I've got to say. It's tied with Gekon, so this monster is the fastest monster in the game right now, tied with Gekon, just at the moment I'm recording this, okay? Anyways, guys, let's go on and move on to the skills. So you have Warm Currents as one of them, which deals moderate water damage to one enemy, and it applies immune to freeze to all allies. So immunity to freeze, let's say if your allies have freeze on them, right, or mega freeze, you apply this, it basically gets rid of it. So that control, it gets rid of that, which is really cool. But the thing is, once again, with this monster is that the immune to freeze, or the freeze immunity, sorry, that is actually a status caster. It's actually to all allies apparently, but the thing is, it is a status caster, so it's not really a trait. The enemy, let's say if they're running pure panda, or let's say they're running the dragon is actually pretty popular. You know, if it runs Ignorance is Bliss with absolute 0, guess what, all your allies will get frozen. Okay, so yeah, it's kind of scary, so you gotta watch it from that. Bullets Under the Sea deals low water damage to all enemies, applies drown to all enemies, requires cooldown. Okay, so it's an AoE drown. That's terrible, honestly. Let's move on to the next one. Sea with Me removes all negative status effects from one ally, applies blind, immune to blind to one ally. That's bad. It's actually bad. Well, I like the fact that it actually removes all negative status effects, but other than that, immune to blind? Are you serious? Okay, Deep Dance removes positive status effects from one enemy, applies drown to one enemy. This one's kind of decent. I guess you could use this monster just to take in the person and remove positive status effect. So let's say the enemy has Mega Taunt. Guess what? The Mega Taunt's off. You clear the path for your attacker, I guess. But other than that, I don't really see much with this monster, because remember, this is a status caster, right? Well, this is actually good. Like, I'm fine with this. This right here, this is a status caster, right? So having this as a status caster, not a trait, it can be removed, it can be cleansed, and then you'll get frozen right away. So I'm not sure what Japan was thinking when they created this monster, but this monster, in my opinion, is actually pretty bad. Although, once again, don't get me wrong, the Deep Dance skill actually goes well with the speed, because you can take in the first turn and remove all the side effect. But I mean, many other monsters in the game could actually do that. Even Mr. Not Found, for example. Mr. Not Found is basically a better version of Aquafiend, I've got to say. Rhythm of the Waves, that's the ultimate. It removes positive status effects from all enemies. It deals very heavy water damage to all enemies. Applies freeze and drown to all enemies. It's a really good ultimate. Anyways, We See Together deals moderate water damage to one enemy. Applies True Vision to all allies. So if you want to apply True Vision, you can actually go with that with this We See Together. Okay, so here is the thing. We already have immune to freeze as a status caster, so we might as well go ahead and swap it with We See Together. So now we can apply True Vision to all our allies, which is actually not that bad. Removes all negative side effects from all allies. Okay, I like this. I actually like this one better. Yeah, you know what? I actually like this one better. I'm gonna go with Calm the Waters over Sea with Me. Okay, so that's what I'm gonna do. This is a 30 stamina, 1 turn cooldown. This is a 38 stamina with 2 turn cooldown. So yeah, let's see what else we have. Immune to blind to all allies. This is a 0 cooldown, so if you get hit with TDA, you're fine. If you have the 24 stamina, you can go ahead and continue spamming that. Dance Underwater deals moderate water damage to one enemy, apply drown to one enemy. 0 cooldown, 20 stamina. I don't really recommend running that, but overall, in my opinion, I feel like these 4 would work best. If you want to swap the Sea with Me, over any of them, or for example warm currents. Those two would be very popular. You can go ahead and swap one of those two with any of the monsters or skills that you want. Now this one right here, you want to go with deep dance for sure, okay, in case if you run any against any megaton monsters, because remember the way to ruin this monster would be triple speed. So just make this monster go in first, and once it does, it removes the megatons off the enemy, or let's say whatever it is on enemy. You remove it, you clear the path for your attacker, and then your attacker can go ahead and go second and do their thing. Or it doesn't even have to be an attacker, it could be like a controller or something as well. So yeah, overall, in my opinion, once again, these are the 4 I recommend going with. And then the runes, triple speed. You can even do, for example, 1 team speed if you want. I don't have a team speed here, but 1 team speed and 2 speed, you can go with that. Or 2 team speed and 1 speed. You can play around with the runes, of course, but the most popular would be triple speed, just to make this monster go in first. And of course, it is the fastest monster tied with Gekon, so you're definitely going to take in that first turn. And you can do, for example, deep dance or whichever one you want to go with, of course. Anyways, take a look at the relics here. So you have a banner as one of your relic. So here's what I recommend giving. You can go with Royal Magus's banner, okay? That one's kind of underrated in my opinion. So if you have Royal Magus's banner, go ahead and go with that. Mr. B's banner also works out. Let me see. Dartmouth's banner also works. And lastly, Ingevar's banner. So you could go with those. Oh yeah, and lastly, charging banner, okay? So if you want to go charging banner, you can go ahead and do that. But me personally, I think I'm going to go with Mr. Beast's banner. Well, actually, maybe we could give in Royal Magus's banner. How's that? Let's go with Royal Magus's banner. That's better in my opinion. So for Ascent, this is actually cool. I like the relic slot here. Both of them, I actually like them. So for one of the relic slots, it is Ascent. So if you want to go with, for example, Ural Ascent, you can go on and do that. You can do Gekon's Ascent. Let's say you don't go with any relics that regenerate stamina with the banner. You can go ahead and do either Zaren's Ascent or Gekon's. But you'll most likely go with the one that actually regenerates your stamina. So here, what you can go with would be Ural Ascent, or for example, Flame Mars Ascent. Okay, so I will personally go with Flame Mars Ascent. Yeah, let's do that. Lastly, we have one of the street talents. So here's what you can go with for the street talent. One of the most popular ones would be Face Shield. So if you have Face Shield, if you completed the Mallorean's dungeon, you can go ahead and equip Face Shield, and it works really well. You can, well, Tactical Scouter, I mean, you already have one of your relics that will regenerate your stamina. Unless you don't, then that way you can go with the Tactical Scouter, of course. But yeah, there's also Dampening Field if you want to go with that. Or Flashbang, for example, that also works out. Lastly, Medpack. If you have Medpack, go ahead and give it. Me personally, I'm going to go with Face Shield. Okay, so in case if I, let's say, take damage, I can always heal, apply that evasion with the positive effect protection. So yeah, anyways, we're going to go ahead and fight here. So I'm going to pair it up with the Bounty Hunt exclusive monster and also a random Megaton, okay? So this Megaton could be replaced with any other ones, of course, but I'm just going to be using Mouse here. So here's what we're going to do. You see there's a Megaton. Many times on PvP, you're going to run against a Megaton. So what you can do is remove positive status effects here, right? With that skill right there. Being the fastest, I took in the first turn. And now it's my attacker's turn. So my attacker could literally just use this skill and bam, eliminate them all. Now that monster might come back. Yeah, I was expecting that. Alright, so now that it's my turn, here's what we can do. As you guys can see, we have Curse and Minor Blind. And if I wanted to use Calm the Waters, that basically gets rid of all of that. So as you guys can see, it's all gone. Magic. And then if I wanted to deal some damage and apply Drown, we could go ahead and do that. 25,000 damage, and we eliminated that Lindworm. Now that base or that team wasn't really that difficult to beat. So it really wasn't. Let's go ahead and get into another one. Hopefully we find someone better. Added, okay, somebody from my team. Cool. Cool. Oh, the thing with this one is that, oh, we're facing a Pangoliat. Pangoliat, no. We can't do anything against that, though. We really can't. Okay. And then you have Absolute Zero there. So here's, oh, actually, this is a good example, because here's the thing. Although I am faster than Trailog, here's the thing. Everybody has immune to freeze, right? So this won't protect you, unfortunately. This is something that I don't like about this monster. That Status Caster is not a trait. So when this monster gets a turn in, guess what? All your monsters will get frozen, unless of course you have immune to freeze as a trait. So here's what I mean. I'm going to actually apply a True Vision here to all my allies. So especially for my attacker. Actually, never mind. That gets cleansed. Yeah. As you guys can see, Everybody got frozen except my attacker, which has that immune to freeze as a trait, right? It has immune to control. So as you guys can see, still frozen, which actually really sucks in my opinion. So that's what I dislike about this monster. That's one of the things that I actually dislike about this mythic, besides her life, of course. It's just that, what is that supposed to do? Take a look at this, another one. So you're gonna face tons of these, and unfortunately this monster won't be the best to use against that. You can go with Mr. Not Found instead, because Mr. Not Found has it as a trait, and you can actually remove all negative side effect with one of his skill and apply double damage. You can do that for, let's say, your attacker or whatever. Look at that, another absolute 0 talent. Oh my gosh. Well, this time it's not Pangolea at least, so we can remove positive side effect here. Oh, you want with... Oh, we got lucky there. We actually got lucky. So here is what we can do. I think you have oh, you have static shock. Okay. What about the attacker? The attacker has burning hands. Okay, let's do laceration. Deal some damage. Alright. And then you're mega frozen, so you won't get a turn in. Oh yeah, never mind, you do. What the heck? Okay. Applies Megaton to itself and 50%. Blocks 50%. Or we can do Black Bite or the AoE Nightmares. Let's do AoE Nightmares. I'm gonna tank some of that, of course. So here's the thing. I can use my AoE skill, or I can do the remove all negative stats, so I can get rid of the shock and all those other tortures on my monsters. But actually, instead, what I'm gonna do... You're gonna die to those 2 tortures, right? Well, I don't know. I don't know about that. Let me do We2 together, apply the True Vision, and that way now you are 100% dead to those tortures. So 2 megatons are basically... You survive with 39 HP? How lucky is that? You're so lucky. So you do have danger section there. If I do this, you're gonna do it back to me. The dragon is going on next. Can you regenerate stamina? You can. Might as well eliminate you. It's okay. Okay, it didn't go back to me. It's completely fine. So here's what we can do here. Alright, we have a massive physical damage. Might as well use it. Frequently going to kick in. And now we just have to worry about this monster here. So let's say I wanted to get rid of the trait disable, the shock, water weakness, and stuff like that. I use a skill. Let's take a look at that. It's all gone. And I got my trait back. Well, unfortunately, I got trait disabled again for the second time. But yeah, we have bullet under the sea now. Or bullet under the sea. We use that, drowned, and eliminated. So yeah, once again, guys, Mr. Not Found would be a good monster to replace this mythic with. But overall, I don't think it's the worst mythic at the moment. Okay, so it's really not the worst Metropolitan monster. It's not bad, but at the same time, it's not the best, if that makes sense. Okay, so yeah, it's just that there's a better monster that you can go with other than this, and that would be the one and only Mr. Not Found, of course. So if you have Mr. Not Found, go with Mr. Not Found over Aquafiend. Alright, that's just my opinion. But in the comments down below, I'd love to hear your opinions. Let me know in the comments. I hope you enjoyed. If you did, smash the like button, subscribe to the channel, notifications on, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace out.